Not one death will go unaccounted for. Not one! This is the beginning of the new Topple reign!
My name's Legendary Agwang. Are you down for more Dragon Ball? Well, let's get right into it. Hi guys, it's Legendary Agwang once again for another discussion video, and today's topic is the YouTube DBZ community. So in my last video, I talked about what I believe to be stronger, Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue. I laid down what caused me to believe such, and I'll be following up with that in my part 2 video when I have the time. Now why did I bring this up? I brought it up because that was the core cause of the little stir in the community yesterday. Now, in the DBZ YouTube community, you have fans and YouTube anime reviewers of the show. Unfortunately, this community is full of toxified fans. Here's an explanation on what they basically have displayed themselves to be. You ever read a comment from fans defending Justin Bieber from doing something obviously stupid? But that's basically how DBZ fans are. They cling on to their favorite reviewers' words without thinking of any logic or reality of their own. Like, for example, this kid called Dr. Love 307, whom I got into a back and forth with on Twitter and called him out on a lot of things. So when a person feels like they can no longer back their claim, they start throwing insults. Of course, a teenage child even has children fans. So he calls me a nigger and all sorts of things just because he couldn't handle me opposing him on believing Super Saiyan Blue is the strongest of the two. So his fans would defend him by saying things like, how is he not controlling his anger? He only called you a bitch ass nigga because, well, he was angry, not because he was losing control of his temper. Come on, Agwang. He could do better than that. Come on, Agwang. And at this point, you just identify a fanboy for what they are. Children without minds. So of course I blocked the fanboys because they will never have anything objective to say. These are the type of kids that consume the DBZ community. So back to the reviewer Dr. Love. He responded to my saying that it just made sense that Super Saiyan God would be stronger with childish rage. I mean, it was like I had wounded his DBZ pride by saying such a thing. I, Legendary Agwang, would dare to think outside of the squad members' take on Super Saiyan God. How dare I? So he tried hard to put his point out about how I am wrong by telling me they literally made it clear that Super Saiyan God is stronger. And of course I asked for a source because, well, I expected him to respond like he had some sense and merely give me a source so I can read up on it. But instead he responded like an elitist trainee. I mean, that is the purpose of discussing, right? You can't just say something and expect someone to take your word on it wholeheartedly. When someone doesn't have a source, they like to give you the runaround and insult you by saying that knowing everything about an anime is pretty much common sense, bro. Of course I corrected him on what that actually means to have common sense, and he began to rage even further. So he kept saying read the manga, and I'd ask for a specific page so I can go ahead and read up on it where it says Super Saiyan Blue is stronger than Super Saiyan God, because he did say they literally stated it was stronger, and he just couldn't give it to me and threw more insults as a substitute for an answer. If you are in court trying to prove a case, you don't tell the judge, go find your own evidence. Don't be lazy. I don't gotta do this for you. Go find your own evidence. No, that's not what you do. You lay it down for them and prove your case. Otherwise, you're going to lose. You know, your point won't be proved, you know, because you're here to prove your point, not for someone else to prove your point for you. You have to do that work. You know, you bring up something, you bring up a statement, you need to have facts to back it up. I mean, since those words he claimed where they literally stated Super Saiyan Blue was stronger than Super Saiyan God didn't exist, he gave me a hard time before showing me no such thing. Like, his evidence was that they said Goku and Vegeta were nearing a god's power, hardly stating what he claimed at all. Because we all know that Super Saiyan God is, well, a god. So why would they be nearing a power that they already have? You know, that's where it just didn't click with me. So long story short, I kept hammering him down for evidence, which I will talk about in my part 2 video of why I believe Super Saiyan God is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. But the moral of the story is that you cannot have a civil discussion on why you believe your take on something holds more credibility. If you disagree and you hammer someone down with legit questions, they will insult you and say that they don't have time for you. They don't have time to answer you. You're such a peasant. You're giving me cancer. I don't have to answer you. I don't have to say anything at all. And that's what they do to avoid answering any further. It's called a cop-out. So when I finished my last video that I made, I stated that I was open to anyone telling me something that could change my mind on the topic. I mean, why wouldn't I be? I'd love to learn something new. It's not a slander thing. It's not like, you know, saying things to shame people on their DBZ knowledge. Like, if you know something, let me know. Tell me something that I can find and look up that's actually true. You know, show me a credible source. You know, that's the whole point of being in a DBZ community. You know, you want to learn from each other. You talk to your friends and share your theories and actual factual events that you can learn from. But of course, things can't just be that simple. So with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great one. Peace.